strong.
Hi there guys, what's up? Welcome to the last part of this 4-video series. I'd say let's get right down to it and let's open up Unreal Engine 5. Okay, I got a simple setup here, simple blank scene. No lights, no HDRI, no fog, nothing at all. Just my post-process volume and my light mass importance volume. You can add both components here. If you're new around here, I'll show you how to do this. Just left mouse click on this little button here and go to volume, and here it is, light mass importance volume and post-process volume. Okay, and then select this guy here and just go down here, post-process volume settings, open this, and you want to make sure this one is tick. Okay, it should be like so by default, but just check it out, guys. So this way it will affect your scene entirely, okay, as the name suggests. So let me close this. So most importantly, guys, you want to go here, edit, project settings, and scroll this down, and let's go to rendering tab, and let me scroll this, sorry. And for working color space, so you want to make sure to change the RGB to ACES AP1, okay, and then close this. What I'm gonna do now, guys, I'm gonna add a new backdrop to my scene. To do this, I'm gonna go here, go to lights, add HDRI backdrop. Okay, bam. So let's reset its position by clicking on this little arrow here. Perfect. You can also grab this down just a little bit, just like that. Okay. So now I want to change the HDRI image. Okay, I want to use the one I used in Substance Painter in the previous video. So I'm gonna select this and click on this, and I'm gonna type Studio Tomoko, and there we go. So maybe I should increase intensity to 5. That's too much, maybe 3. Sorry, 3. Okay, I think it's gonna be fine. And just hit Control and Spacebar to open the content drawer, and here I got a folder called Tutorial. And what do I have here? I got a pre-existing master material. I'm gonna talk about this briefly in a bit, but first of all, let's jump back here and let's create a couple of folders and call this textures. So then let's create another one and call this mesh. Let's import our textures. Double click on this, right click and click on import. So let's go to my folder. First of all, I'm gonna import those images here. Those are EXR 32 bits images. And this is a packed image that contains my ambient occlusion, roughness, and metallic map, my base color map, and my normal map. Okay, let's select all of them and click on import. Right click again, and this time I'm gonna import my alpha mask and my height map. Okay, click on open. Let's set a couple of things up here. Double click on this image, and for this one you want to set this under compression here, compression settings. You want to set this to masks no RGB. Okay, then you also want to go down here under under advanced here, and source color settings, encoding override, and we want to set this to linear and color space ACES AP1. Okay, and click on save. Okay, control and space bar, and let's go ahead with this. Compression settings, we want to set this HDR compressed. Okay, and let's go down here, and for encoding override, set this to linear and color space ACES AP1 and save. Okay, and let's open this one. So this is a normal map, guys, so you need to set this to normal map. Okay, normal map, and just do the same right down here. Encoding override, linear, color space, ACES AP1. Just save. Let's move on, and for this you can leave it at its default sRGB, but I want to change this, encoding linear, color space. Okay, let's save. Let's do the same with the height map. Okay, let's leave it sorry guys, let's leave it as it is, and let's go down here, linear, ACES AP1, and there we go. Now we're good to go. And I'm gonna go ahead and load my mesh, guys. Let's jump back here, double click on mesh, right click, import. It should be on my desktop, yeah, this one right here. Click on open. Just leave everything at its default here. Make sure compute weighted normals is active, and you don't want to import any textures. Okay guys, and material import method, make sure it is set to do not create material. Okay, and just click on import. Don't pay attention to this, guys. So let's see what we have here. Double click on the mesh. As you can see here, we got 3 different materials. We have this should be a metallic material, which is this one right here, our base material. Then we have stickers, which is this one right here, this one right here. And finally we have our decal. Okay, so let's close this for now, and let's briefly talk about the master material, guys. So let's open up my material editor, guys, and let's go inside this folder, POM, basically parallax occlusion mapping. Okay, let's double click on the master material. So here we have a simple material which must be set to defer decal and blend mode to translucent. Okay, so we have a very simple setup, a very simple configuration, guys. And as complicated as it may seem, actually it isn't at all. We have 3 main sections. Okay, tiling, parallax occlusion mapping, textures, and that's it. And finally my material here. So here we have tiling, and this section is meant to tile your textures on your models, guys. For example, if you're working on terrains or big walls where you really need to seamlessly repeat your textures over and over again, and that will allow you to do that, okay, by tweaking this value here. Okay, that's not my case because I'm gonna keep this at 1. I don't need to repeat my decals. Okay, it's just an example of this. Let's see what we have here. We have a texture coordinates here. To get it, just hit tab on the keyboard and type texture coordinates. Okay, that's the same. So then we have a simple multiply node. This works just like the multiply mode in Photoshop, guys. Okay. To get it, hold down M and left mouse click, and there we go. And then we have scalar parameters, and you can hold down 1 and left mouse click to get this. So the scope of this, and as it is now, the scope of this is inside the master material, guys. If you want to, if you want this to be exposed in your material instance, you will have to right click on this and convert to parameters. Now it will be visible into your material instance. Okay, let's delete this. And so the same goes for this, this, and this. Those are all scalar parameters, and actually I got a bunch of this all around here. So let's move on, and here we have a make float, and you can type you can hit tab and type make, and there we go. Okay, and it takes two inputs, two scalar parameters, and convert them into a vector 2, okay, which is what we need to feed in here. This is a simple add node. It works just like in Photoshop, guys. And you can get this by holding down A key and left mouse click. Okay, and this is the same. And so let's move on to the next section. This is a built-in function or built-in node, meaning that you can look up for it by hitting tab and just type its name, parallax occlusion mapping. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, it has a whole bunch of inputs and outputs. Anyway, for this video, guys, we're gonna look up for this, for the most relevant ones. Okay, for example, this one, texture object, it takes in my height map, and you can get this by hitting tab and type texture object, or you can hold down T and left mouse click on the keyboard, and in this case you're gonna get a texture sample, which isn't the same, guys. You will have to right click on this and convert to texture object, because that's what this node wants you to feed in. Okay, so it must be a texture object. So let me delete this. So let's move on to the next step, guys. Those are all scalar parameters, guys. And this one right here, height ratio, it allows you to kind of modify, to kind of vary your decals depth, okay? The problem with this is that the higher you set this, and as you can see here in the picture, we're getting kind of a sandwich effect, okay? That won't be nice to see at all. So the higher you set this guy here, the more layers you'll get, okay? So we can easily fix that by tweaking those two guys here. In my case, minimum steps and maximum steps, In this case, I set this to 6 samples and this to 64 samples. And that allows me, to better say, that allows the engine to kind of blends all those layers together, guys. And it's not free, that has a cost, okay? So you might be tempted to kind of crank these values up. So I'll tell you that it will heavily affect your overall performance, guys. So what you want to do instead is keep those values as low as possible, okay? And basically we should kind of make a trade-off between quality and performance cost in order to find a sort of a balance, guys, between the two, okay? So let's move on to reference plane, guys. I usually set this between 0.3 and 0.6, maybe 7. It really depends on your height map information, guys. It determines which direction your height map information will go, okay? If you set this to 0, the height information will go up. And if you set this to 1, the height information will go down. So I'll try to give you an example to make it clearer, guys, very quickly. Let me... Okay. Okay, so let's pretend this is our reference plane, okay? And we're looking at it from the side view, okay? And this is my 0.5 value, and here we have 1, here we have 0, and here we have 1. Okay, so anything that is white on your in your height map will go up, okay? Maybe I should say up this way here, guys, but since we're looking at it from the side view, yeah, this is the up direction. Anything that is black will go down, okay, or down this direction here. I apologize for my English, guys. I'm still learning, so be patient, please. Thank you very much. Okay, so since we got both components in our height map, I mean, we got black and white and anything that is in between black and white, it would be wise to set this to 0.5, so that'll tell the engine to kind of push my details in both directions. So finally we have a vector 4 here, which is plugged into my height map channel, okay? This guy here tells the engine which channel to use in order to get the height map information, guys. And now the channel that is being used is the red channel. I could even use the green channel or the blue channel, since I set my height map as a RGB color. You can set your height map as a grayscale, guys. I did try to do this. I didn't really see any difference. So if you know a way better to do this, guys, just let me know in the comments below. So now it's time to bring in our textures, guys. And this is a simple switch, guys, that allows you to turn parallax occlusion mapping on and off. Okay, we will see this later on in the material instance. So what we want to do now, select this node here, hit Control and spacebar, and double click here, and I'm gonna select my albedo map, and then right click on the node and click on use current texture. Okay, perfect. Let's see. Okay, and then select this metalness. So for this, we want to select this one right here, and let's double click on this, guys. So here we got basically ambient occlusion inside my red channel. Okay, roughness map inside my green channel, and metalness map inside my blue channel. So what we're gonna use now is the green channel and the blue channel. Okay, let me close this and select the node and select this image here, right click and use current texture. Okay, as you can see, it's set as masks, no RGB, and so the channel that is being used is the blue channel, because we've just seen that the blue channel contains my metalness map. Okay, and for this node here, for roughness, we're gonna choose the same image. Okay, but this time we're gonna choose the green channel, the roughness map. Okay, so select this and select this, right click and use current textures. Perfect. As you can see, the green channel is being plugged here. And this is our opacity mask, this one right here. Okay. And finally, the normal map. We have a simple scalar parameter here, and this node here allows you to modify your normal map's intensity. Okay. So let's select this node here, select the normal map, and there we go. Okay. Let's save, Control S. Okay, let's assign the materials to my mesh, guys. Double click on this. As you can see, we got 3 different materials here. For this one, I'm gonna assign a metallic one. It should be called metal. Where? Okay, this one right here for my mesh. Okay, and then I'm gonna assign the stickers materials. I got a simple sticker materials here, guys. I'm gonna show you very quickly. It has a simple alpha mask and color map. Okay, and this is the master material itself. Okay, it's set as a deferred decal and blend mode translucent, and we have 2 texture samples. Okay, let me close this. Now let's jump back to my mesh. Okay, let's assign the sticker material here. Sticker. Sorry. It should be sticker instance. This one right here. Okay, perfect. Okay, now let's assign my decal materials. But before we do that, I think we need to create a material instance, guys. Let's go to POM. Yeah. So right click on the master material, create material instance. Okay. Decal set material instance. So you can grab this here and just put it inside here. And there we go. Okay. Click on save. Let me close this. I'm gonna put this here for now. And let's go to my mesh folder and just grab this here and just pull that up just a little bit. And let's rotate this by 90 degrees. Okay. Sorry, let me turn off this plane here. Okay, so we got our normal map, guys, and albedo map at the moment. Let's activate a couple of features here. Let's go to my material instance, double click on this. I'm gonna activate this in order to show some hidden features, some hidden parameters here. Okay, let's put this here. So those are our textures. You can tile this if you want. Okay, that's not what we want now. And we can change our decals color. Okay. Let's activate my metallic map. Okay, so now we can see the metallic map going on here. Roughness. Let's activate this, and I'm gonna probably set this to 0.7. Okay. Opacity map, normal map intensity, I'm gonna leave this at its default, and let's activate this, guys. Parallax occlusion mapping. Bam! Just have a look at the difference, guys. I mean, it's impressive. So we got no polygons there. We got a simple 4-vertex plane here. There are no polygons at all, and yet they look like real geometry. Look at this. Bam, bam, bam. Wow. Even if you look at it from an extreme glancing angle, we can still see the depth going on. And it looks like real. Sandwich effect I was talking about earlier, guys. And you can kind of fix this. You can minimize this by tweaking this value here, max steps. Don't go too high though. For example, 128 samples. Okay, so we can do this in order to blend all those layers together. Okay, so now I'd like to show you. I'd like to compare Unreal Engine viewport with Substance Painter viewport, guys. So I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna open up Substance Painter. Okay, let's open my project and just render it out. So as you can see here, it's not a copycat, but we got really close, guys. Okay, if you want to, you can make your albedo map brighter or darker. Just go here, tutorial textures, and double click on this. Let's go down here under adjustments, and you can change this brightness. You can set this to 2. Okay, let's look at the difference. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna leave it as it is, and let's close this. So that's pretty much it, guys. That was everything I wanted to show you in this video. I hope you liked it, and I really hope it was helpful to all of you guys. And I'll see you in the next one, and take care.
Strong.